Have you ever woke up already feel tired? Like, as in you just woke up, but you don't have energy. And while you see some people, they seem unstoppable, like they have endless energy for some reason. They go all day and you never see them tired, but you wake up, or maybe even the first 2 hours or 3 hours, you already feel tired. And you don't know where it actually came from. Maybe you got enough sleep, but you still don't feel very energetic. All right, so today we're gonna focus on 7 core reasons why you feel tired. We're gonna talk about the problem, the causes of the problem, and what can we do about it. Okay, so let's start with problem number one: not enough sleep or not enough quality sleep. So for a lot of us, we use our phone. We scroll until we sleep. We're on TikTok or Netflix or Spotify. We're texting people. And so we text and then we sleep. And then our friends text back. And then we wake up 30 minutes later, write a little bit of text, and then we go back to sleep. So the problem with this is you're getting a lot of interrupted sleep. So you're not getting really deep, high quality, deep sleep that actually recovers your body. And also our phones, they have it's like the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi that kind of interfere with our sleep quality. So the suggestion, one, take the phone, put it somewhere far away, like 2 or 3 meters away, such as another room. And then make sure your room is dark so that when the sunlight comes up, you don't just magically wake up unless you're the type that wakes up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. Then that's different. If you sleep at 9 p.m., you can wake up at 5 a.m. No problem. And then the next thing is you need to make sure your room temperature is cold enough. A room that's optimal temperature is around 16 to 19 Celsius. That's the sleep that triggers the maximum recovery. And so by doing that, we fixes the sleep. The last more important piece is you want to sleep at a consistent time. Let's say if it's 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. or 10 a.m. Try to always sleep within that 30-minute window. So if you decided you want to sleep at 11 a.m., then go to sleep at 11 or 10:55 or 10:50, something around that time frame. All right. So the second point I want to talk about is the lack of direction in life, the lack of real purpose in general. So a lot of us, we kind of wake up and then maybe we dress and go to work, right? And then we come home, we watch Netflix, we pay our bills, Netflix, TikTok, Spotify, just do the bare minimum to survive and be entertained. There's no real purpose in life. And so instead, the people that are very driven, the people that have endless amount of energy are often those people that have a giant goal, a long-term goal, something that you cannot accomplish in 2 days, something that takes a long time, something that requires a lot of effort with a massive reward, something. And so the solution to this is really about having a real purpose in life. What do you actually want to accomplish? How do you see your life in 5 years? And that's why a vision board is really good, because that you can essentially have this clear picture of what you want in your life, or you can also use the Notes app on your phone and just write out every aspect of your life, what you want, why you want it, and use that as a reminder every single day. The most important thing is to have a big why. Why do I want this? Why this is important? All right. And the third point I want to talk about is called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue comes from everything, doing a lot of small decisions each day that don't really move toward our big goals, such as, oh, what do I want to have for dinner today? Or what clothes should I wear? Or what should I do today? This is like a life that lacks structure, a life that And so because you don't have the big thing to focus on, every small thing becomes important. And what I do recommend is focus on having a structure, a time structure, a weekly routine, and then having a diet routine. Like, what do you normally want to eat? Design 4 or 5 different meals that you can eat repeatedly. For example, if I wake up in the morning, I eat 2 eggs, drink some coffee, eat banana, and that's my routine. And another day I'll eat grilled chicken and drink lemonade. You just have very simple routines, and then you have some changes, maybe once a week or twice a week you go to a restaurant, for example. This minimizes decision making. A lot of things we do on a daily basis that adds a lot of unnecessary decisions that don't really add values to our life. For example, what clothes we should wear. Okay, if you have to be on camera, you wear something decent. Or so, for example, today you wear black, and then tomorrow you're wearing some colorful clothes, and then the next day you're shopping for clothes, and it takes you an hour to decide. Well, spend an hour to decide what to wear before going out. That's an example of making a lot of unnecessary decisions instead of keeping them as simple as possible. I personally wear black, blue, white 80% of the time. And the clothes I wear, I put them in the clothes that I wear often, I put them on a specific section of my closet. So I wake up, I grab a shirt, easy. All right, that's minimizing decision making. So what I recommend is looking at your life and what are the small decisions you do every day that really don't add that much value, and how can you simplify the decision making. The next point I want to make is sedentary lifestyle. This is a big one. A lot of us, we work in an office or we have a job that, especially now, like a lot of people work remote, right? So we're on the computer all day, and then when we're done working, we sit there and we watch Netflix. So essentially, we have a lifestyle that all day we are on the computer, we are on the screen, we're sitting there, we're not really being active. And the problem with being sedentary is it really slows down your metabolism, and it makes us fat, makes us low energy, right? It makes us unmotivated. Compared to someone who is usually, if you see someone who's always very energetic, they usually have a lot of energy, right? They are always very active. They're always doing something. And by merely sitting there actually makes us exhausted after 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours. It will make us exhausted if we don't move around. So my suggestion is every 1 hour or 2 hour, wake up, like get up and do a little bit of exercise. You can get up and do a little jumping jacks, or you can do a little push-ups or a little sit-ups, or even coffee or something, right? And so the next point is poor lighting. This is a big one. A lot of us, we sit at home and we realize there's no reason we should be exhausted, but we are exhausted. Why is that? We don't realize why. And the reason is simple. The lighting is really poor. The darker it is, the easier it is for us to fall asleep, to feel fatigue, to feel sleepy, because our brain, that ancient brain that our ancestors give us, associate darkness with sleep. For example, just turn off this thing real quick and you quickly notice the difference. You see how as this turned dark, it naturally gives a more sleepy vibe compared to when I turn this thing back on. This this lighting with a light exactly on top of me. Let me just drag this a little bit closer here. There's a big light on top of me. This creates a lot. This naturally gives you a lot more energy. And so when you need energy, the first thing you need to do is turn on the lights. Trump says, turn on the lights. turn on the lights. That's exactly what it is. You need energy, turn on the lights. The next point, carbs. This is a big energy killer. So a lot of times we don't actually realize, but like we wake up, we go around noon, we eat lunch, we eat a lot of rice, especially in Chinese culture. We eat a lot of rice. Or in American culture, we eat what, pizza, burgers, things that has a lot of carbs, bread, rice, pizzas, for example, pasta, noodles. These things are all, they take a lot of energy for your body to digest. And so what happens after you eat carbs is a lot of our blood goes directly to our stomach to digest the carb because they are hard to digest. What happens when all that blood goes to our stomach? They leave the brain. And if the blood leaves the brain, what happens? We feel fatigue. And so my recommendation for if you are trying to be more energetic or if you are trying to really hustle hard in the afternoon, work hard or accomplish something, or you want to have more energy in general, is avoid carbs. You can eat some carbs at night. For example, when I come back home for dinner, usually I eat a little bit of rice, right? You don't have to be carb free or no carb diet or something like that. You can still eat your carbs. So try to avoid large amounts of carbs during the afternoon because it drains our energy like crazy. And then the next point, the lack of vitamin D, the lack of sunlight. So vitamin D, why is this essential for energy? Vitamin D creates a hormone in our body. The hormone is called calcitriol. It activates these hormones and then it tells our mitochondria in our cells to essentially create energy. And so it's like vitamin D is kind of like an energy generator inside our body. And by not having vitamin D, we are essentially depriving ourselves from energy production. So what is the fix? Very simple. 20 minutes of sunlight each day. That's all you need for vitamin D. I recommend waking up, maybe within the first 30 minutes, go outside, go for a walk or something. Get some vitamin D. And you're good for the rest of the day. And that also helps you regulate your circadian rhythm, which makes it easier for you to fall asleep at the same time every day. All right, and these are the main things for increasing your energy. And maybe the one or two last things I recommend. One is sauna. Sauna is like a good, for most of us nowadays, we have a lot of toxins in our body from the air we breathe. It's very polluted from the foods we eat, right? There's a lot of like the plastics we consume. All of those things, they are kind of toxins that makes our body lethargic and tired. And so sauna can, in a way, clear out a lot of these things. So if you step into sauna for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you'll often walk out and you'll feel very much more energetic. All right, so sauna is one. Another one I recommend, it's not for everyone, but if you want to try, you can try cold shower in the morning. Cold shower essentially kind of wakes up your brain. Essentially, if you pour the water around somewhere around your neck, your chest, or your face, like you will very quickly wake up and just have the high energy. And the one last thing I would do actually recommend is creatine. Creatine is like a magical supplement. It's like a form of protein that maintains your muscle. But the reason why it's important for our energy is creatine keeps your brain sharp for long periods of time. It's good for the brain in many ways and good for the body in many ways. It's like a magic supplement. You only need about 5 grams of creatine. You can easily buy them on Amazon or something like that. So these are most of the things that. So let's do a quick summary of these key points. So one, sleep well, focus on high quality sleep. 2, have a purpose, have a big why. Our energy kind of responds to a why. If you have a purpose, you have a big purpose, you'll have a lot more energy. 3, eliminate decision fatigue. 4, poor lighting makes us sleepy, good lighting makes us energetic. 5, avoid carbs during the day. 6, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D. And then the other ones is do a little bit of sauna if you can, do a little bit of cold shower in the morning, take a little bit of creatine. Looking to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.